Hello, I'm Theo Andrew, News Editor ETF Stream, and here is your quarterly roundup of performance, flows, and the biggest stories from the European ETF market. Investors looking to benefit from the AI boom were rewarded this quarter after Nvidia continued to defy market expectations. The chipmaker drove semiconductor ETFs to the top of the performance charts, with the Amundi MSCI Semiconductor ETF taking the #1 spot. Currency hedge Japan ETFs also shined as investors looked to capitalise on a weak yen and a growing economy. Feeling the pain this quarter was clean energy. Following a tough 2023, the theme continued to struggle as high interest rates and oversupply weighed heavy. Investors remained unperturbed by overconcentration fears as they continued to pile into US equities over the quarter. The iShares Core S&P 500 ETF raked in 4.7 billion inflows in Q1, ahead of the 3.4 billion recorded by the SPDR S&P 500 ETF, despite the latter's headline fee cut. SPY 5 could be considered the real winner though, having more than doubled its assets since October. As rate cut expectations dimmed, fixed income ETF demand slowed from 8.4 billion in January to 1.3 billion in March. Interest rate plays, such as the Xtrackers Overnight Rate Swap UCITS ETF, pulled in 2.1 billion. The recent CPI reading in the US will do little to reverse the trend, with the market now pricing in 3 rate cuts in 2024, down from 6 at the start of the year. The world's largest asset manager also felt the impact of lower bond ETF demand, with BlackRock capturing 15.2 billion inflows over Q1. While this led the pack, it was well below its almost 45% share of the European ETF market. Xtrackers continued to close the gap on Amundi with 8.3 billion inflows, ahead of Vanguard and Amundi with 6 billion and 5.4 billion respectively. Bolstered by a fee cut into its S&P 500 ETF, State Street Global Advisors recorded 4 billion inflows, closely followed by UBS, JP Morgan and HSBC. It was a tough quarter for legal and general investment management, which suffered 1.5 billion outflows, the most of any issuer. Turning to the biggest news stories, it was a quarter of world ETF launches, with the top 3 issuers all launching various flavours of the exposure. Amundi launched Europe's cheapest all-world ETF with a total expense ratio of just 7 basis points, while BlackRock unveiled a synthetic global equity ETF. Meanwhile, DWS took the bold step of launching Europe's first global ETF excluding US equities. The fee war also intensified this year, with UBS, Vanguard and Invesco all cutting fees across a variety of ETFs. Bitcoin ETPs saw costs fall as the impact of the spot Bit ETF launch in the US was felt in Europe. Finally, active ETF momentum was boosted by the arrival of BlackRock, which launched its first active equity ETF last month. A milestone was also hit in France with the first active ETFs listing on the Euronext Paris after the French government amended its regulation. Thanks for watching. For more news and views, sign up to our daily bulletin and head to ETFstream.com.